Yo, yo, yo. Welcome back to another episode of the No Way Home podcast. It is conference championship weekend, you know, crazy divisional weekend, crazy news week with just, we got Ben Johnson on the Bears.
Yes, sir.
Amon Ra is going to miss Ben, but, he actually, Ben called Amon Ra right after. So, they're good. They're on speaking terms.
The
Got
city
that
of Detroit
minute.
wants.
What brand? What brand? No free shadows. Is that orange juice?
Lemonade.
Damn. Is that Hawaiian? What is it?
That's all you need to know.
Blueberry lemonade.
That's all you need to know.
That's all you need to know. Um, but Ben Johnson on the Bears. Before we go over divisional weekend, Ben Johnson on the Bears. What do we think? Also,
Uh,
made comments saying he likes beating LaFleur twice a year. So
I mean, what is there not to love about
He's
this
saying all the
group?
right thing.
He's saying all the right things. Everybody's like, "Oh, that's the most commanding press conference I've seen from a Bears coach in 20 years." We're not interested in all that, bro. Like that's how the media generates hype. I'm just holding off till I see some wins, but like it's an A+ higher. You can't ask for a better start to your off season
You got the
than
best
this. Yeah,
candidate.
you got the best opportunity to develop Caleb Williams into a superstar. Like, it's the ball's in his court now. Because in theory, real superstar quarterback in Ben Johnson's system should be competing every year. So we'll just have to see how it goes.
well, I mean, he got Jared Goff to a championship
NFC Championship game, yeah,
divisional round. So
yeah,
But Jared Goff's made a Super Bowl.
yeah.
with
Goff's been to the Super Bowl.
CJ Anderson got him to that Super Bowl. Never forget CJ Anderson in that playoff run.
So we'll see what kind of roster he builds with Ryan Poles. Hopefully, it's a lot better than whatever we've got the past 3 years.
And then Dennis Allen.
It's just rumored. It's rumored. Schefter was saying no, he's not hired. Schefter's just saying that like it's very probable that he'll be the next defensive coordinator, and that's huge too because I think he runs a better defense than Eberflus did. Eberflus ran a nice defense, but a lot of it was just like sitting back in coverage. Where I guess Ben could speak more on this, but Da seems to like attack the trenches a lot more and blitz more, get in the backfield more often.
Yeah.
Than
And you
just
have
relying on coverage
like
sacks.
game disruptors on your on your team. So like
Yeah.
I don't know.
So yeah, every offseason we win. We win every offseason. We've won. This is the third offseason in a row we've won because we traded the number 1 overall pick for a haul. Then we got Caleb. Now we hired Ben Johnson. So hopefully we can win in the regular season.
Hey, you'll take something from that.
Yeah.
I'm taking something from that. Today, but I was the owner, the GM of the Titans said, how could you not draft this generational talent with the number 1 pick? Now, immediately I'm reading this. I'm like, I wanted a quarterback. But I guess I'm getting a cornerback that's going to go run some wide receiver sets is what I'm getting from that. Because, I mean, generational talent, I'm assuming they're talking about 120 snaps a game and not 4,000-yard passers from college or whatever. Like,
Yeah. No, neither of those QBs scream generational.
Yeah,
so it's
when
got to
they
be Travis
put
Hunter,
it like
bro.
that, it's like you're not talking about Cam Ward or Shador. Which, at the same time, I don't mind not going for a quarterback. 'Cause I'm not in love with either of them. There was that report. They're
Shador's a
in love
giant.
with Cam Ward. If Cam Ward is this generational talent that they're referring to with these comments, I'm gonna be mind blown because that is just. He's
Yeah.
not that good from what we've seen. I mean, he was fine.
He's good. I think he'll have a good chance.
Play in the league. I think he should get a shot, but I don't think it's like. I also don't think you should be banking your number 1 pick in future on a lot of those guys. And at least in my time as a Titans fan, like this is the highest pick we've had. So I'm like, we cannot fuck this up because I don't want to be in this position again. I don't think we'll be down here again. So I wouldn't mind trading it down, trade it for a haul, get something. But
That might be your best bet.
Yeah, if we get Travis Hunter and sign like Sam Darnold or something, like
Not gonna work.
yeah, that shit's so chalked because I mean we don't have like the second best wide receiver in the NFL at top. I mean our defense is fine, but I think that I think with a better offense and our defense on the field less, we would probably be much better. But you know, whatever.
You
But
need a quarterback at some point in time.
yeah, that and we got lucky that Vrabel and like Arthur Smith and Tannehill and Henry like all just made it work, you know, like in that time that they did. And then once Tannehill was like not good, it was just very not good. And that was just pure luck. You can't do that shit again if you actually want to win. I don't know how I mean, if you think about the context of that shit's crazy. Marcus Mariota gets benched after 4 weeks. They're just like, we don't feel like losing every game. Let's play Ryan Tannehill. And then in that season, he literally goes and ends Brady's tenure as a Patriot. Like that's just lightning striking, and it's not gonna strike twice.
Yeah.
So unless it's not lightning to me if you actually go and get a S tier, A tier QB. You know, that's not luck. That's
Yeah, I
just
was about to
building a
say.
team.
You're gonna have to build it the right
Yeah.
way and get your quarterback. But I don't think he's in this draft.
Yeah, I don't think he's in this draft either. I would have loved to have had a pick last year because, I mean, you know, town's good. Let's go over divisional weekend. The first game we had was the Chiefs Texans. No surprises.
It was somewhat close.
It's like beating a dead horse, bitching about the refs. Like, who cares at this point? I think it's just
You know what to expect.
who Aziz Al-Shaair he probably got fined.
I don't
for
think
his
he's got
post-
fined
his
yet, but I mean,
post-game
probably, yeah.
comments. Like, but I think, you know, at this point, you know what you're going up against, and you can't play the Chiefs close. You know, the refs will try to hold you down, but you have to like stomp them to beat them.
It's impossible. Nobody can
Be
stomp
close
them.
with them. Yeah. But I'm not really surprised. Texans just could not really get it going. That O line, and Stroud just not throwing the ball. It's just so bad. It was so ugly.
Yeah, Stroud. I think
Snapped
Stroud did the
so
best he
much.
could, but
Um,
that D line just dominated the game. It was 13-12 going into the fourth, but you know,
and I hate to say it, but this also, I know that they didn't have Tank Dell or Stephon Diggs, but I kind of think this is the peak of like CJ Stroud and the Texans, and that could be good enough for a franchise, like a playoff win and a home game and a division win, and you know a winning season. Like for a lot of teams, that's good enough, but it's like they're gonna do this a lot.
They're gonna need like they're just gonna need a healthy top 5
generational
defense.
talent, like a top 5 running back or something. Like Joe Mixon's good, but nothing there.
They're gonna need like one more thing added into that team to be championship.
And the defense is
contenders.
pretty good, but the big difference between the game and the game prior was like you didn't pick off the quarterback 3 times.
Yeah.
So when you're not getting those like turnover plays, it's just, and that's credit to Mahomes and the Chiefs. I mean, also Travis Kelce had a great game. Hadn't done this shit all year and just comes in and gets records.
He's he's saving himself for the playoffs at this point.
It's ridiculous. He's just
don't bet all that guy in the regular season.
His like slow move where like the defenders were literally going so fast they just didn't keep up with him. They went past him. He's a different beast entirely right
now.
Yeah. After that, we had the Saturday night set. Bless you.
Thanks.
The Lions losing to the Commanders. Now I picked the Commanders, being like, I'll take this as my loss on the week. Like I'm cool with this one being an L. You know, I believe. But I think the Commanders, like they just all around on the field, like everyone played the best they absolutely could. Goff was exposed, in my opinion, like big moments, not for him sometimes. Why the hell was JMO throwing the ball?
Because
that's Bears head coach.
Jared Goff had thrown like 2 pick sixes at that point. You can't move the ball downfield, stretch it vertically any other way.
Also, like fumbled it. He had like 4 or 5 turnovers,
He
didn't
had
he?
5 turnovers. I
Yeah,
think.
I was holy shit, because he threw that pick.
Why the hell am I
Game
trusting
might
that
just get-
guy to throw the ball downfield? Why not
Yeah.
give JMO a shot? Honestly, like, hey,
Okay,
Ben Johnson
stop.
Ben Johnson didn't throw the football, bro.
There's no way that you're defending this. That was not the play call in the
The
moment.
play wasn't there, bro. So
It's
JMO
not
should have
the
thrown
play.
it away.
Like, that is not on JMO. That's not on Jared Goff. That's
How's
not
that not on JMO?
Bro,
He
that is
threw
a
the
bad
football.
play call. That's a bad play call. Why are you giving your wide receiver a pass with one of the most critical points in the game? Why are you having your wide receiver throw a pass?
I agree with
Yeah,
that.
it's a bad
It's a bad play
it's a
call.
bad play call. That's
Okay,
fair.
then we can all agree it was a bad play call.
But like, you act like you're so surprised why he would call that when Jared Goff is
Bro,
fucking to
you
pick
call
on.
that when you're up 3 scores, and in that situation, I'm very surprised.
Well, how do
Yeah,
they score?
that's-
How do they score a touchdown with Teddy Bridgewater in there? They had to call some fucking crazy ass trick play, right?
Yeah, but they pitched it.
Okay,
They didn't have a non-QB throwing.
but they
the
caught them
ball.
off
What
guard.
is Teddy
That's
Bridgewater?
the whole point of a trick play.
Okay, I'll say,
Bro, this
my
is
critique
awesome.
of that is like you can't in that moment in the game you can't, bro. You have to have like surefire plays to move the ball forward. Like you can't be like, dude, like JMO's gonna get a 30-yard pass on this one. Like he didn't have the arm to even get it anywhere really,
Dude,
like accurately.
This is why Packers Bears is going to be awesome next year because now they both have coaches that like aren't going to be fired if they lose the game. You know what I mean? So now it is just like game on.
Yeah, like Flus isn't like we're not like Flus. If you can't beat the Packers, you're out of here. And he's like the only head coach of the Bears who like hadn't beat the Packers. So
Is there even a way for all 4 teams to still make the playoffs?
yes,
They
but
take up
a
all the
lot
wild
of
card
teams
spots.
have to be shit for that to happen.
fuck.
Got to be a lot of like below 8-win teams.
So fuck.
It would be exciting to have the whole. Well, that's why.
Well, it's just like now there might be, assuming Ben Johnson's a good coach, there's now going to be 4 good coaches in one
It is
division.
funny that the NFC North division was mad, and they're like, "This is why we should reform the NFL playoff seeding format." Just for
And
all
they
of them
just
to
get
go home.
smacked.
Just for all of them to go home. It's very
They
unfortunate.
just get smacked because
They
they're
should
not playing
not change the playoff.
Bears or the Panthers or any other shitty team.
I think it's a little annoying that you get a team like the Texans who will get 4 seed being 10-7. I think that's a little annoying.
They smacked the Chargers around though.
But
I mean,
yeah, I mean,
it's not about what they did.
see, like to me, like the
What
AFC
are you giving that crazy ass look for?
Bro, like, what do you mean it's not about what they did? That's
No,
just
they
proof
didn't
of
deserve.
why.
They deserve to be playing at home.
Bro, there's the gate. The scoreboard says differently.
What happens if it's in LA? You don't know.
And LA, bro, there's more Texans fans than Chargers in
no,
LA.
the Chargers fans have
Bro.
that Asian woman.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's right.
Who may or may not have been a Vikings fan.
Exactly.
Okay, but the AFC South and the NFC South are like the 2 worst examples when you're talking about the playoff
Yeah, that's
format
fair.
because they're like almost basically a lock for the 4 seed every year, and it sucks that like you could probably go like 9-8 and
No,
win the
here's-
fucking
Hey man,
AFC
all
South.
Here's a different
All I'll
example.
say
Team that
is
won like 13 games.
Washington shouldn't have had to travel to Tampa.
that's fair.
Like
That's fair.
Washington should not have had to travel to
I
Tampa.
disagree.
But for every one of those examples, like, I'll raise you another. 7-9 Seahawks, bro, against the 11-5 defending Super Bowl champs. The Seahawks won by like 2 scores, bro, at home.
Yo,
Like, we don't get those moments.
Dude, I also-
7-9 winning a division is crazy.
I also think like you have a team like the Vikings, like if they're just the Lions didn't exist, they have the 1 seed easily. But it's like I don't know, I enjoy that they had to go play in LA and lose.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
mean,
I think not that like the seed didn't really matter at all. It's not what I'm saying, but
No, I get what you're
get
saying for a home field. though.
yeah, like home field advantage is a very big advantage, whether you're indoors or outdoors. Like outdoors, especially. Like, dude, if you can host and you're hosting the fucking Dolphins or like any team that doesn't know how to just run and play defense in the cold, like they're screwed. So
Yeah.
like that's why I feel like that's when home field advantage I feel like comes in the most. Like shit, the Commanders might have been like, damn, it's gonna be nice in Tampa tonight. Like, fuck it.
They
It's
probably
gonna be
enjoyed that,
colder
yeah.
in DC. But I do get that, like, they're, it just doesn't make sense. Like, that's why the NBA had to reform their divisions, because like you'd have a piss ass 5-team division and have like the 3 seed be like the most, like the winner of the fucking Central Division.
I don't know. It's
and
just
then
like
5 teams from like the East or West.
it just makes sense in basketball and baseball because there's like, well, not even baseball. It's not by division, but like, well, yeah, division winners clinch a
Yeah.
spot.
Well, they've added like more wild card spots in
Yeah.
baseball because of that. I think the only thing I would be worried about with taking away divisions in the NFL is like, do the Bears still play the Packers twice a year? Will that still like matter for them to like be in the playoff or like knock the other out of I feel like it just ruins like rivalry.
No, they just need to keep
that
it.
makes
And
sense.
honestly, they should have kept the playoffs at 6 teams.
I agree with that. See, I think obviously everybody just wants to get in. They want more games on TV, more money, more tickets sold. But I do think that they should have stuck with 6 teams.
It was 6, yeah.
But Sunday, the early game,
Eagles, Rams.
I mean, honestly, that one was weirdly close. And with 2 minutes left,
Wasn't weirdly,
Rams could have won, kind of, if they didn't.
They got to the 20, bro.
But it didn't amount to.
You guys see like Cup's gonna play again next year, but he doesn't think it's gonna be with the Rams.
I don't know why you would retain him.
Yeah, I don't know.
Bro,
He's gonna go. He's gonna go to like Carolina.
Bro, we can come to Green Bay, bro. I care what the fuck. I'll take him.
I mean,
Yeah, I still think
feel
he's
like
got good ball in him.
me and 3-Fro were talking about the Packers. I'm like, dude, Jordan Love needs a wide receiver.
They need a wide receiver one
They
so
can't
bad.
do the
Yeah,
receiver core bullshit again.
I think that's the consensus everybody is.
I'm gonna
Wide
be
receiver
out.
committee.
I'm gonna be out on the Packers
5 on
going
the
into
squad.
this year if they like don't sign a true one. Even though like I'll still pick them most weeks because I think they'll still make the playoffs. But like, I don't know. You just
As much as I don't want it to happen, if the Packers want to keep pace, they got to throw the house at T. Higgins, bro.
I think
or you
that'd be
need
a
T.
good
You
guy
need
to
like
go
even
get.
Devontae for a year. Like just something, dude.
You got to have like a constant out there, like one guy. Like that's what Sam Darnold had, bro. Even if Justin Jefferson is double teamed and you can't get it to him, you have at least one guy who's like running a perfect route and is trying to get open for you. Like
Jaden
Jordan
Reed
Love,
would be
not
so
like-
good as a
not like-
3 or 2.
Yeah,
Yes,
not like
he
any of
would.
those guys are like particularly bad, but I feel like like Jordan Love needs that superstar.
Bro,
No.
like
It helps any QB.
Burrow doesn't need T as well. I don't think. I think he just needs
He's got
Jamar, and they have a
Yosef.
high enough pick that they could draft like, I don't know, a wide
That
receiver.
guy that crashed his car into someone.
Nah, like Luther
Kyron
Burbank
Lacey.
from Missouri.
What's his name? Like
Kyron
Tevin
Lacey.
McMillan or whatever from Arizona.
Oh yeah,
No,
McMillan
he is
from.
going to be so good in the NFL.
If you guys were like picking a little later, I think you would have taken him. But
Yeah, I mean, I still
Saints
think he's gonna
fans
go
want
pretty
us to
high.
take him
I
at
think he's gonna
9.
go pretty high.
imagine
He'll probably
taking
be
him
the
at 1.
first-
Imagine that's the generational player that he's talking about.
Nah, what if it's
When I
Abdul
think-
Carter?
When I think of, see, I'm not mad at that, but I understand why people don't like that. But when I think of number 1 pick wide receiver, the only person that can come to mind is Mr. Keyshawn Johnson. You know where he got drafted?
The Jets.
Yep. And you know what he did 2 years later?
Did he leave?
He won a Super Bowl with the Bucks.
Yeah.
Like, that's the kind of shit I'm afraid of, dude.
Yeah.
AJ Brown. Like,
Yeah. That's facts.
Oh, he's gonna if the Eagles don't win the Super Bowl, he's gonna go to the Patriots.
Do you think he'd leave Philly?
damn.
Yes, dude. Vrabel wants him back so bad.
Dude, Drake May just launching deep balls to AJ Brown is like, well, also
That's dangerous.
Surely he wouldn't leave Saquon in Philadelphia to go
I-
play with the Patriots.
I think he would
I
because
think he
Saquon's
would
taking
'cause
his
he'd get more
targets.
catches. Yeah, exactly. Like, it's not like he's unhappy, but he's
But like, if they go
I
to the
want
Super
more.
Bowl in second place, I wouldn't be surprised if
He's already
stays.
voiced his displeasure with the passing game. Like that's not going
I
to
mean,
change.
they're the least passing team in the league, and you literally have the most productive.
And like,
running
let's say they were
back
hit with like
passing.
they had to choose one or the other. Like they're choosing
Using
Saquon.
Saquon all day. I mean, he can't even be that old, is he? How old is Saquon?
Probably like
26?
29.
Oh,
give
damn.
up
I thought
Saquon.
he was 26.
You want fucking targets? Come to the Packers. What the fuck?
On God, like
No, Metcalf might be on the move too.
Saquon's 27.
see, Metcalf and AJ Brown would like both be good guys for like bro, just deep ball, big guys. Like just Jordan Love can throw it into that double coverage, and that guy can go and fucking get it.
Bro, literally anybody that's not just a second rounder that we just like decided to just like throw out there. Like I love our guys, but bro, like
You need a true wide receiver one.
bro, look around the division, look around teams in the NFC. Like nobody is getting there without a true guy.
So Saquon is 27. He is on a 3-year, $39 million deal. That is just insane. He's getting paid $1 million more than Pollard each year. But yeah, the Eagles won. Saquon is absurd. I mean, once they let him get into the open space, it was
Over.
And then Sunday night, Subi Demon 1v3 sniped us on the Bills. I didn't think the Ravens would shit themselves again.
Yeah.
It wasn't on Lamar this time, but I knew they wouldn't be able to finish it. Like that was my exact point. Was a situation like that. Who do you want as your quarterback?
Josh
Yeah.
Allen.
Like the rosters didn't matter whatsoever.
I do think it was Lamar's fault, though.
I would agree.
I don't put that
but
on Mark Andrews.
I also put that on the coaches. See, before I even
That
think
play call
about
is
Mark
terrible.
Andrews, I put that on the coaches. Bro, all night. I mean, Hills looked good. You have Derrick Henry. Oh no, they're gonna be expecting us to do that. We're gonna finesse them and like do other shit. Pick, like
A rollout pass on the goal line to the corner, and then
And,
like that little corner, that's where you're gonna complete the
Sure,
pass.
Mark Andrews should have caught that. Like, I'm not saying that's like it is his fault, but like, bro, Lamar turned the ball over where it's like that's who I'm putting blame on first.
That fumble is awful. Both fumbles were awful.
I mean,
and then his pick was bad.
Win and lose as a team, they all lost as a damn team.
Yeah.
And I don't know, like obviously Harbaugh's chilling.
Marlon Humphrey had the best tweet also.
What'd he say? I didn't see it.
I mean, I'll use it as a transition to go into these games, but he said, to the Bills or any NFC remaining teams, I'm speaking to all of you. We have to stop the Chiefs. He was like saying like the Chiefs and them, meaning like the refs.
I was about to say that's what everybody else is thinking.
Everybody in this damn league is like, we need to stop this fuckery. Although I will say, I'm glad that the Chiefs, I mean, they were pretty not good offensively like most of the year, where we didn't get like almost any of those Mahomes glaze plays where it's like, if this quarterback did this, it wouldn't be on the front page.
Yeah.
Like we barely got that shit this year. So I feel like they are mortal. But, you know, they got outside help.
Shall we?
Yep.
I mean,
when you think about it,
I'm taking the Eagles.
These are the best two. I mean, obviously, these are the best two NFC teams as the only ones left. But like looking back on the whole year, nobody's been like more dominant game from game. Like these guys, I think.
Commanders like last 6 weeks were all like one possession.
Yeah. But still, like you knew they were just gonna win.
Saquon's rushing line when I saw it last night was set at 130.
He's not getting that.
He is not getting that, and the Commanders are winning this game.
I agree.
Dude, I saw that line, and I'm like, well, that's the way to beat the Commanders is have your best player rush for 200 yards, 3 touchdowns. He's not getting that. The books are not letting that shit happen. I don't know what the game line is, but I don't feel good about the Eagles, and the Commanders just have the magic. They have the momentum. Well, Eagles are favored probably what, like
6.5.
Yeah, I was gonna say 5 or 6. 6. I mean, that makes sense when you look at it like on paper, but they set that rushing line at 130, and I just don't think, you know, he could have 120 and still lose. So,
bro, the Eagles aren't good without Saquon. If the Eagles did not have Saquon, they wouldn't even be in the playoffs. Like literally.
Literally, I agree with that. I agree with that,
If
bro.
you disagree, you haven't watched the Eagles.
That's why he honestly should be the MVP because he was like just game changing the whole year.
That's cool. Give me the Eagles.
Yeah, give me the
Commanders
Eagles.
plus 6.5, but
And we gonna
The
be
Eagles have
laughing
been-
to the bank,
You
man.
can't-
the
you
Eagles
can't
have
play
been
both
to the
sides.
Super
Left
Bowl.
You can't
hand
play
up.
both sides.
Eagles have been to a Super Bowl. I can't pick both sides because it's gonna be a close game. It's gonna be obvious, an obvious close game. Eagles have been to the Super Bowl with this
Jake
core.
Elliott misses field goal.
These
to
guys
lose.
have been here before. Now they have Saquon. Their defense is mean as fuck. The Commanders just lost their best offensive
They have the
lineman.
best defense in the league.
Quintana
NFL.
Jalen Carter's gonna wreck that game.
this game.
Jaden Daniels is an outlier player.
I agree with that. I also think
He
it's
is.
like, yeah, they've seen him twice this year, but like he is just so dialed in and makes so many right decisions, and their offense just doesn't fucking punt or like leave points off the field. Bro, people thought that the fucking Lions were like, oh, Dan Campbell, he's the big fourth down guy. No, look at the fucking balls on Dan Quinn. Like this guy, the Commanders were literally better this year. And in that game,
You can't defend Jaden on a fourth down.
I mean, their offense is just so extremely efficient and just staying on the field and like that.
There's-
and then
There's been one team where they don't.
but that's why I love watching this Commanders team too, because you'll have like just like the run, short pass. You're like, these fucking guys, like let's get in the trenches and fucking tackle them for a loss on this run. Boom. Terry McLaurin, 50 yards. De'Ami Brown, 50 yards. That ball on the right side to De'Ami Brown, that is the best pass I've seen thrown this year in the NFL. That was the most perfectly thrown pass. Besides maybe the Caleb DeAndre Swift one. Those are like the two best passes from this year, in my opinion. Just out of like pure accuracy.
Bro, you didn't see Derek Carr play week 1 and 2? I don't know.
We exclude the Saints Super Bowl era. Those 2 weeks don't count.
I don't know. Like to your point, yeah, that's true. But just that
I
Eagles
can't say
defense, man.
anything to convince you to flip.
Nah.
Bro, I'll
So
be
will
wearing my
Eagles
CD
defense.
Deuce jersey, bro.
Will you feel like a fool when the Commanders are going to the Super Bowl?
They'll-
Is this an anti-Caleb agenda thing?
Well, the Commanders aren't
Yeah,
going to the
honestly,
Super Bowl.
but it's like at some point it has to stop, and it's like it's got to be the Eagles, right?
No.
Yes,
Well, you
Gabe,
think
exactly.
so.
If it's not, then
It was
then
in the
Hurts
line.
sold. If it's
Gabe, I'm
not,
sorry, Gabe. You're telling me the NFL wants the fucking Commanders in the Super Bowl?
Yes,
Yes.
Yeah, right.
yes, they do, bro. They
A
won
rookie
a
versus
fucking
Mahomes. You know how
parade.
it's gonna be.
They won a parade in DC with Jaden Daniels pulling up on DJT.
Well, they already
Like,
had their
come on.
parade this week
Come on.
for President Trump. That's
Bro.
enough parades.
I genuinely think I really do like this isn't, and I said, yeah, I just like said the Commanders last week. I was cool with losing that one. But like obviously I picked them being like I do like want them to win, but I seriously think there's just no way they can lose.
Don't trust this guy. He said to me yesterday, the Eagles are going to beat the Commanders, aren't they?
Yeah, but I also said the Lions and Chiefs were going to the Super Bowl at the beginning of that game. I said, really going to be a Lions versus Chiefs Super Bowl, isn't it? Bro, I be saying that shit every day. I'll probably say the Commanders probably won't win, right?
Nah, you're going to say
If
it's
the
the
Eagles lose
Lions
this
Chiefs Super
game-
Bowl somehow still.
it's on Jalen Hurts, honestly, because like there's no way that I
So-
think Daniels is gonna go in there and have a 300 yard, 2-3 touchdown game against that Eagles defense because he did it. He did it the second game against them at home.
Nah, this is crazy, bro.
Bro,
I cannot wait for this game.
The Eagles are
The
not.
first game in Philly, he
You're
didn't
not
look good at
that-
all.
you're not
The
that
Eagles
good.
are not a good football team without
Yo,
Saquon. I'll say that.
Sirianni.
Many
What
They
does
times.
have
Saquon have to
Saquon,
do
though.
with their
Yeah, they
defense?
have Saquon.
What
Bro,
does it have to do with their defense, though?
we're not
Like,
talking about their defense. We're not talking about
well,
their
I
defense.
am.
Okay, either way, they're not a good football team without
Well,
Saquon.
they have Saquon.
They have Saquon, though.
Yeah,
The-
and they're gonna take him out the game, and then
okay,
what?
the Chiefs aren't a good game or aren't a good team without Patrick Mahomes, bro. Like,
Yeah,
should
that
honestly-
is basically what you just said.
No, bro. I'm saying that
y'all are
if you took a single player, off their team, they'd have zero
You
offense.
can't. No one has been able to take Saquon out of the game this year.
We'll
They
see it.
played them
See it.
twice.
So
Okay,
so you think the Commanders
Vegas
are
is
winning
taking him
because
out
they're
the
gonna
game.
injure
Vegas,
Saquon?
Vegas is taking
Bro.
Saquon's rushing yards out of this
My
game.
God, when did I ever talk about an injury, bro? They're gonna shut him down. They're gonna be
All
completely.
right. Well, when you said
Defensively-
take out, I thought you meant like they
defensively
don't
I
have
was
him
thinking
completely.
bounty
They're not
gate.
shutting him down. What are you talking
Just
about?
No
wait.
one,
Just
no
wait
one
and
has
Who is
shut
shutting
Saquon down this
down?
year.
Bobby Wagner.
Bro, make someone else beat you. Make
Okay.
someone else beat you.
I will
This
say
could be Jalen Hurts, Devontae Smith, and AJ Brown, bro.
they're going to be calling for Sirianni's execution on Monday.
That fits. That I think that's like the only part of it where I'm like, I could see
Execution
it.
of a
No, they're
job.
gonna win, and they'll still be calling for his head.
Gonna call for his
Yeah,
execution.
honestly, they probably still they could win the Super Bowl and be like, we fucking won because of Saquon, like not because of fucking Sirianni. But I genuinely think like that is what makes the Eagles a very strong team. But I think if you're the Commanders going into this shit, you're like, dude, Jalen Hurts can try to pass, but we cannot let him or Saquon run. Like your full focus is like we are putting everything in a stop in this run game. And don't sleep on the DBs. People want to be, oh, Marshawn Lattimore, he got cooked on 2 passes by Mike Evans. Washed. Great game after that and this past week. Like
And they
don't
have
sleep on
Santu. I don't know how the fuck to say
Sanderson
his name.
from Michigan.
Sander still.
Oh,
Yeah.
Saints true.
he
Sandstriel.
he gets the interception, and I'm like, yo, I've won a Super Bowl with him in Madden, like the franchise before. Like I drafted him because he's just nasty like that. So, Bills at Chiefs.
I would laugh so hard in any of your faces if you even try to fucking
I
just.
can't pick against the Chiefs. It kind of sucks, but like, there's just no way the Bills beat the Chiefs.
You guys are hilarious if you think that they're gonna go in Arrowhead and win.
Yeah, see, like, I don't even. What's the line? What's the line? Like 3?
Like
Is it
1.5.
closer?
Dude,
Oh my
we'll
God.
beat the refs. We'll beat Goodell.
you
We'll
won't.
beat fucking
That is-
Diddy. We'll beat the Illuminati.
See, this
It
is where
doesn't
you gotta
matter.
take yourself
Give me
out of
Josh Allen.
This is where you gotta take yourself out of football for a moment and be like, damn,
That's
I
what
forgot
you had
that-
to do last game, bro.
Bro, but that actually affects the game, bro. You think they don't want Taylor Swift at the Super Bowl? Travis Kelce's
No, I'm saying the
girlfriend?
Chiefs are going to the Super Bowl, bro. But I'm saying for the last game, you need to take football out of it and think what works.
Nah, football will be played in
What
that
about it
game.
works for you?
Bro, you're missing my point, bro.
I am missing the point, to be honest.
Matt Nagy is going to
Which
sell
last
the
game? The last
Chiefs.
Chiefs game?
Mahomes has lost
The last game we
since-
were talking about, bro. Take football out of the equation. Use your brain. The pick
Hey,
is the Commanders.
Brady was
Keep
6-0 against Manning until Manning got him. So
Hell yeah, that's a nice stat.
Nah, that's awesome. Like contextually, like he just won 6 straight and then Manning. Hey, I mean, but is this where the Bills finally get exposed? And I saw this discourse because Josh Allen was like, people said that we don't have talent, all this, all that, and then people were like, oh, no one said that about the Bills. Why is he saying that? Yes, we've said this all year. This
Yeah.
is all we've said about this team is that they don't have guys, and Josh Allen gets it done. Like James Cook,
I don't
agree,
believe
he's a
that.
solid player. Yeah, dude. I mean, bro, you gotta look at Twitter then, bro, because
they have a stud offensive line.
bro, Josh Allen is so good, bro. He makes
Khalil
Isaiah
Shakir has the
top player.
second most yak yards.
Bro,
Kincaid's a
Josh Allen make him look so good, bro.
bro. That's just because what people are saying. I'm an Allen fan, but like, you're fried if you don't think he has quality weapons and an offense to
Bro, Mac
get this
Hollins
done versus
is a
the
weapon
Chiefs,
I
bro.
want.
I'm not saying that at the beginning of the year, bro.
Karloftis, Chris Jones.
They have a nasty defense.
Number 6, number 50.
McDuffie.
Yeah, I mean, dogs. I mean,
And bro, you're forgetting Zebra, bro. They got stripes on their team.
That's fine.
who's got? Oh yeah, they have the Marty from Madagascar.
Their defense is cracked, and that's the
They have
biggest
DeMar
concern.
Hamlin, bro.
So this is like the funniest thing when you look at the Chiefs from like where they started versus where they are now. Like that Rams Chiefs game in Mexico City that wasn't in Mexico City because the field sucked. That game was so just like like Mahomes really had to win all those games. Their defense was so bad. They were the worst defense in the league. And Mahomes was so good. And it's just like completely flipped to like the defense will go out there and make plays. Like Mahomes just kind of has to like idle and make
He
a
has to
play
take
once in a
control
while.
of each possession, like
Yeah.
depending on the pace of the
Like
game.
it's less flashy. It's more just like we just have to move
Gabe,
the ball.
if you go
down.
2-0 this week, we live in a fake timeline.
If
Eagles
it's
and Bills,
Chiefs,
bro. Eagles, Bills.
No,
Bills?
like if it's Eagles Bills, bro, the matrix actually is broken.
True.
Because that is disgusting.
That is
It's
a
not-
really
It's a
bad
decent
matchup.
football game, but it's disgusting.
Gross matchup in my opinion. Ugh.
What, 2 seed versus 2 seed, right?
Bro, Josh Allen against the Eagles defense, like
No, it'd be entertaining, but like when I think of Super Bowl matchups, I like thinking jerseys. It's just like that makes me like, oh.
Okay,
Yeah.
so like Gabe, in your mind, out of the 4 teams, rank them in likeliness to win the Super Bowl.
all right, 1, Kansas City Chiefs,
This
2,
doesn't fake,
the
doesn't
Buffalo
pretend.
Bills.
Wait a second.
We're going like based on like what?
Just based on like
Vegas?
there's 4 teams left, just right now, like who do you think has the best shot at winning? Like if you were to rank them, because I'm assuming you went Chiefs, Bills, Eagles, Commies.
I'd probably say Chiefs, Eagles, Bills, Commies.
Interesting.
Just based on like
Eagles, Chiefs, Bills.
I'm picking the Chiefs in this game. However, if the Bills can win this game, I will be picking them to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Because if the Eagles win and I was wrong about the Commies, then next week they'll shut down Saquon and take him out the game. And then
Yeah.
in your faces.
that would be the
You know what? I really do think that Saquon should have like a legitimate MVP case. Especially, they try to say don't let the the postseason affect your view. I don't feel comfortable giving a 3rd MVP to Lamar.
No, bro. Like, what are we talking about?
I
If
think
they get
Joe
to
Brady's
Lamar-
gonna be our coach.
Joe Brady,
From the
the
Bills.
Bills offensive coordinator.
Oh, yeah.
Who was the 2019 LSU OC?
the greatest college football team on earth. Y'all ever just be like looking at the highlights from that shit and just being like, dude, Joe Burrow on that LSU team was just insane.
Sometimes, yeah.
Well, yeah, he was playing Tua and Devonta Smith on Alabama. Like that might be the greatest college game.
Bro, Joe
Damn.
Burrow throwing to
It was like
Thaddeus
80
Moss.
plus combined points in that game.
And probably like dozens of NFL players.
Yeah.
Millions.
So I'll see you back here when it's Eagles Bills.
See,
Commanders Chiefs is gonna hit. It's gonna be
I don't.
ridiculous, bro.
I think you guys,
Dude, I think it's Commanders Chiefs before it's Bills Eagles.
Yeah, Bills
No.
Eagles doesn't sit right.
no.
Commanders in Chiefs. Trump won. Commander in Chief.
Yeah, if the NFL wasn't simulated script, it would be Bills Eagles. So that's my pick.
Nah, see, I just can't agree with that. See, do you think there was a time when it wasn't scripted?
No. It's forever just better than that.
Maybe before like 2016 or 2017. I don't know.
What?
Just like
You
after
think they only started scripting 10 years ago.
It was like after the Eagles.
it
Super
had
Bowl,
to
they
be
were
when
like, "All
they
right, we
knew
gotta step
Brady
in."
was the GOAT.
It was when the Philly happened, bro. They went
Dude,
against the book.
They were not. I don't know. Maybe they scripted the Bills to lose 4 straight times.
I
in the
will
Super Bowl.
say, like, could Brandon Cooks? Okay, that has to be scripted. There's no way you're good enough to make it to 4.
No, but you don't realize, bro. It's
just
part of the
lose.
is all a part of the setup for the finish of the story of Bills versus Eagles this year.
Oh, so it's like Cody Rhodes winning
Yes,
the
it's
title
just
that
25
his
years ago.
father never won. Damn,
Yes, yeah,
see, if you had
that.
presented the Bills as like finish the story, then I could get behind it. But I can't.
Bro, the Bills are the most obvious finish the story team on this. What?
Nah,
Bro,
because
the Chiefs
Jaden
have to finish a
Daniels-
three-peat.
Nah, listen, because when Jaden
Dude,
Daniels
that's
wins the
that's
Super
literally
Bowl-
Roman Reigns though.
when Jaden Daniels wins the fucking Super Bowl, every GM will be shitting their fucking pants because they're like, why didn't I just trade up or draft him? That's not the answer. That's not why they won all of it. But like when they won, GMs will be re-examining literally how they are creating football teams, because they'll be like, no fucking way, they just went in there and beat the Chiefs. But Jaden Daniels is that guy.
Well, anyways, Roman Reigns is clearly Patrick Mahomes in this situation, and Cody Rhodes is Josh Allen. Like, what do you think is about to happen?
Well, basically.
What do you think is about to fucking happen?
Okay, so if we're looking at it like that, and it's like, see, but this isn't
This isn't
box office.
WrestleMania.
It doesn't, see, this isn't box office right now. Like, I think Josh Allen's in a good spot, but I don't think it makes sense in long-term storytelling right now. Like, I think realistically, if you wanted to look at it from like a storytelling perspective, the Chiefs win. The Chiefs get the three-peat. No team has ever done that.
Roman Reigns
before.
had a reign for like 1,000 days before Cody Rhodes could.
He carried the company on his back, longest champion for like, it was like 1,400 days or something. Like, that's the kind of vibe they're going to go with. I don't think they're ready to hand it off. Like, I think the NFL is like, it's not necessarily a one-star league. You know, it's not like the NBA where like it's very star-centric. But like the NFL, like, it has a clear face.
Yeah.
That face is not Jalen Hurts. That face is not Josh Allen. You know,
Bro.
Peyton Manning maybe in commercials, but that wasn't him. It's Brady, Mahomes.
Derek Carr.
Maybe in
Kyler Murray.
2018. How good were the 2018 Raiders? Or 2016?
Next week, I'm just gonna come on this pod and I'm just gonna be like, adrenaline in my soul.
Dude, if the
You're
fuck
just
When
gonna
it's
know what
Bills
that
versus
means.
Eagles.
Yeah.
when it's Bills versus Eagles, I swear to God, if it's actually Bills versus Eagles, Gabe, you better put some like money on it so that doesn't hit.
So it doesn't hit?
Yeah, if you
I'll put money on Bills Eagles so it doesn't hit.
Yeah, like I know if I'm gonna bet Saquon 2+ touchdowns over on his rushing yards, Eagles money line, Eagles to cover, AJ Brown to score, and then they'll have one touchdown from Devontae Smith and lose 28-7. Like that is just what would happen if I had money on things that like should happen.
Dude, obviously the Chiefs got the refs on their side, but I'm not fucking picking them.
Do you think Josh Allen can score fast enough to get a comfortable enough lead where like the refs really can't bring them back in? Because I think the Chiefs.
So like why
that
so
good.
what's the difference between that game and then the one they played in the regular season then? Just that it was in Buffalo?
That the refs are going to be trying harder this time?
That's like not valid to me though. I'm not picking a game based on that.
Well, what happened? The Bills won.
The Bills won by
11.
11. They won by 11. They won 31-20.
That was a bad week, and it wasn't at Arrowhead.
And it wasn't in the playoffs.
It wasn't in the playoffs.
Hey,
He
man.
doesn't beat Mahomes in the playoffs.
Practically, Josh Allen has played that defense
Bro,
before, so I'm less worried.
The only person who has beat Mahomes in Burrowhead in the playoffs is D Ford and the Chiefs, or the Bengals, I mean. D Ford got that offsides when Tom Brady threw that interception, and the rest was history.
Bro, we'll be there for Josh Allen's first Super Bowl appearance.
No, we will not.
All right. Would you rather him lose now or lose the Super Bowl?
Definitely lose the Super Bowl.
It's so much cooler losing the Super Bowl.
Is it? Because what happened?
You got Aura walking off the field when like the other team's confetti.
Wait. So theoretically, in your Super Bowl, when Jalen Hurts walks off that field a loser for the second
Yeah, he
time,
has some aura. He has some aura. His aura is like the highest in the room, other than the Chiefs.
No, it's like the second because the highest is the winner, obviously.
Yeah.
That's not aura, bro. That's like Stephon Diggs.
No, bro, because he'll be all pretty looking.
No, because
he'll be all
Diggs is
pretty-
standing there like,
Man,
Yeah, Diggs is
like
gonna
he's
be
about
at
to
the
do
game
something
already.
about it.
about Marcus Freeman. Marcus Freeman had to make sure to see Ohio State lift their trophy.
Shut the fuck up, bro. Like, oh, well, I guess he's an Ohio
can't-
State
did
alum.
people- did
He's an
people-
Ohio State alum, so
Did
maybe it'll
people
pass.
really think Notre Dame would win? That is what I want to know. Did people really think Riley Leonard was going to win that game?
Yeah.
I just don't believe that. I feel like people were just cheering for ND. It was like through association. There's no way you could have looked at that game on paper and thought like,
Bro,
yeah,
why is there so many fake Notre Dame fans in Chicago?
I've
Like,
never met anyone that actually
Because
went
nobody's
to
cheering for no
school.
fucking Illinois or Northwestern
bro,
college.
but why do
football.
you just like pick Notre Dame?
Because a lot of them are Irish, a lot of them are Catholic, or they knew somebody's cousin's mom that went there.
No, you'll
Everybody,
never
yeah,
meet anyone
exactly.
that went there.
Just somehow like go Irish. Like,
It's the
bro,
same thing with Duke. I never met
Like, dude, like what?
Brainwashed the whole entire society.
All right.
True.
Well, that's enough
All right,
of that.
fellas. Is that enough?
Yeah.
Damn, that's a good one.
Signing off.